Hi, and welcome back to the Cannabis Sommelier. I'm your host, Andrew Freedman, and thanks for joining me for another episode of Cannabis and Wine Pairings. Today, I have a really exciting wine from Italy, from the Suavia region in northern Italy that I've never tried before and I'm very excited to try, as well as a producer from Canada who really focuses on exotic strains. So I'm excited to present that and try it for my very first time. So the wine is from Suavia Wines, and it's called Semplice. And this wine is a zero dosage, classic method spumante. So if you're not familiar with wine, those words mean absolutely nothing. But basically, starting from back to front, spumante, less bubbles than champagne. Zero dosage, there was no sugar added to the bottle when they released the lees and went for a second fermentation that actually creates the bubbles inside of the bottle. So it's going to be delicious. I know from what the label tells me that it's probably going to be a little bit more tart, acidic, and serious. The acid's going to be displayed a little bit more than if I was stepping into some champagne. And I also assume the bubbles to be a little bit finer and easier on my palate. So let's give it a try. Let's do that. If you don't open a lot of sparkling wine, it's a little bit of a daunting task, so maybe I'll just explain it. One thumb on top of the bottle, always covering the cork in case it goes flying. You don't actually need to take off the cage, but you can. It makes life easier. And then when you hold it, twist from the bottom and hold the cork, and then just a small release. No bubbles go flying anywhere. The wine is a beautiful pale straw color, little glints of green in there, and I can already smell it jumping out of the glass. It has no malolactic fermentation, which is where you convert malic acid to lactic acid, so it makes this familiarity of creaminess in your mouth, like if you were drinking milk. But you can definitely smell that it sat on its lees. Its lees being its used yeast cells that it used in fermentation to actually turn the sugar into alcohol. So it sits on its lees for, I believe, 20 months, almost 2 years, and that added a nice bready shortbread cookie note to the wine. But also big, bright apple and pear. It's like shortbread cookie, apple and pear. On the palate, very serious acidity. Apple, pear, shortbread cookie. It's straight to the point. There's absolutely no oak on this wine, so you're not getting any of those baking spice flavors. Really just focusing on the fruit. This is made from 100% Trebbiano, which is a grape really only growing in the Suavia Classico region, and the ladies at Suavia Wines are really trying to bring that back to life. It's four sisters who are the winemakers and oenologists at Suavia Wines. The vineyards have been in their family for years, but they're really trying to bring back the tradition of the Suavia Classico region, which is a cool region inside castle walls that has this dark volcanic soil that holds this beautiful salinity and heat retention in the vineyard. So the extract I've decided to pair it with today is from Xop Xop, and it is an Albert Walker cherry wine high CBD extract. Shout out to Relief MMJ for sending me this awesome gift. I'm really excited to open it. It is completely sealed, so I haven't smelled this yet. But I know Albert Walker's lineage is pretty mysterious. It's a Pacific Northwest strain. Some of the things that give it away are its lemon skunkiness, and then cherry wine is a high CBD strain. I believe there's absolutely no THC in it, and Albert Walker has quite a bit of THC. So this will be an interesting blend. It's labeled as a nectar, so I assume it's very, very terpy, and I'm excited to crack it open. So I do like it when there are heat seals on packages, just so that I know. Let's give this my first sniff. Xop Xop, Albert Walker, cherry wine, high CBD. Just a little bit on the lid, but it is pure nectar, a beautiful golden color. Wow. And it's very pungent. This one jumps right out of the jar. It is all terps. Creamy lemon, resinous pine, a pleasurable skunk note, definitely sour cherry, and tree sap. Lots of tree sap. It smells like I'm rubbing tree sap in between my hands. Wow, very delicious, very complex. If I had more time, I would keep smelling this and probably dig out 100 other things in it. So let's smell the extract first and then the wine. It makes it all shortbread cookie. In the wine, it eliminated that apple and pear that I smelt, and really lends the complexity from the extract into the wine, but highlights it as a citrus shortbread cookie. And when I smell it from the wine to the extract, it actually simplified the extract and really made it smell like fresh cannabis plant. It made it seem as though the preservation of terpenes became very, very fresh. Like again, I'm in the grow. So what I'm finding is really well-made extracts have resemblances to the fresh growing plant material, especially when you introduce wine back to smelling them. So we should try it on the palate. First dab, just pure nectar. Very sappy. Wow, extremely terpy, so delicious. It leads with bubblegum, follows with lime, sour cherries, delicious plant, lemon starburst, lime peel, candied lime. Wow, this is an unreal extract. This is absolutely delicious. If you've never tried Xop Xop, I highly suggest it. This being my first dab, this was A+. With the wine, it lends a lot of its characteristics to the wine. It doesn't leave the wine as a simple apple, pear, and shortbread note. It introduces that candied lime peel, that lime zest, that creamy lemon, and almost a confusing note of red fruit that's reminiscent of cherries. Fantastic pairing, and the only thing I can think to eat with this would be some sashimi, some tuna sashimi, maybe a great shrimp ceviche. Those things would lend those fresh, beautiful, bright flavors very well to Opera Semplice, Zero Dosage, classic method, Spumante sparkling wine made of Trebbiano, and Albert Walker cherry wine, high CBD extract from Xop Xop. Thanks again to the guys at Reliefed MMJ for sending me this. This was an amazing extract. So, I hope you'll like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure to check in on Monday for a craft beer and cannabis pairing. Cheers!